Hey everyone, my name is John Denner for Miracle Studios, and I'm here to give you another fun-filled and action-packed tutorial. Now the first thing I have to tell you is that this tutorial in no way will be action-packed. That's just something the guys over in our marketing department came up with. They are no longer working for me. So let's jump in. Last time I told you I'd be getting more in-depth on these things, and these things. I'm pretty sure that's a direct quote. So let's import something and get to work. Okay, so we've got our videos imported. Now let's pick a video that looks interesting. Oh, that looks good. Let's import it into a sequence. Okay, so let's get going. Now, let's start here. Set endpoint. Click on that and you're going to notice that from where the time indicator is to infinityness, there is a bluish gray highlight at the top. Okay, now let's scroll forward a little bit, not too much, and set an out point. Now what you're going to notice is, first of all, that the highlight is going to get clipped to there, but you're also going to notice, maybe you won't, now you will, that there's a blue highlight on the videos. Right below those buttons are the go to in point and go to out point. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. And there's also the play in to out. When you hit that, it's going to play from the starting point to the end point. Loop. It will loop when you play that, so yeah, pretty exciting. Now, if you do not have this selected, it will loop the entire video, the entire sequence, whatever you've got. But if you have this, it's going to loop that. So, the last thing in this section over here is the set unnumbered marker. And that's basically, say you want to save a shot like that. That is a keeper. You can set an unnumbered marker. And, you can see it when you're in your sequence. Say, hey, where was that thing? Oh. There it is. And the indicator to show you're right on it is right there. If you scroll back even one frame, it's gone. So if you want to get rid of that, just right click on it, clear sequence markers, and hit all markers. You're going to notice that's going to disappear. But if I come over here and hit clear sequence markers, I can delete that too by clicking the in and out. But before I get rid of that, I got to show you a couple more things, specifically the lift and the extract. Now, there is a reason for highlighting this, and by the way, you can click right there and drag it along to wherever you want. The reason for doing that is you can, number one, lift, which takes that whole video out, effectively deleting it, which is basically doing this, just a little bit quicker. Another thing you can do is the extract, which is going to take the whole thing out, but it will also add a ripple edit, which I will show you towards the end of this tutorial. So let's get rid of that and move on. Right here is the safe margins. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that. If you're not, basically this is your title safe and your action safe markers. It's a recommendation of where you're going to want to have your titles and where you're going to want to have your action, basically. Don't want to go out of these parameters. You can, it's merely a suggestion because some people, whatever they're viewing it on, may not have the same resolution as what you exported your whatever it was at. So let's turn that off and jump down here to the last thing I want to show you. I won't get into this yet. Export frame. If you really like a shot, say you got this shot and you set a unnumbered marker, and you really like that shot and you want to save that, maybe that's the one you want to save there, that's a little bit more in focus. If you hit export frame, you can save it as a DPX, JPEG, PNG, Targa, or a TIFF. And you can select where to save it, and, awesome. So, let's jump over to your audio mixer panel. You'll notice right away there's a couple of familiar buttons, but what's this? Okay, say you're shooting a promo and you've got a shot. Maybe you're cutting in between a couple of shots. Maybe you've got a title, then someone speaking, then a title, then someone talking again. Editing that with keyframes could be very tedious, so I'm going to show you an awesome way to do it. I don't have a promo to show this on, but I will use this video. Okay. There's a couple different ways to do this if I wanted to get...
Action!
Wow, that's awesome. I gotta use that music in something.
Go! Get a shot of me!
What?
Not just that.
This is awesome. This is what you watch the tutorial for, come on. I'm gonna have to re-render this. I'm gonna have to re-put out this video with this sound. My goodness. Okay, that's enough. So, there's a couple different ways to do this. Obviously, you could keyframe it in your effect controls panel and, you know, turn it down, then go forward a little bit, then set a keyframe, go forward a little bit, turn it up. This could obviously get tedious very fast. The other way to do it is to kind of chop it up, as I like to say. And you're going to take this one and put it down. Then you're going to have this one regular. Then you're going to have this one and put it down. That's not a terrible option, but I have a better one. Let's undo that all. Click on this. Go to your audio mixer. Hit right and hit play.
Action! Go! Get a shot of me! Not just that.
Okay, now watch. Watch this carefully. Oh! It changed.
Action!
I know. Be amazed.
Go! Get a shot of me! Not just that.
So this is one of my personal favorite features about Premiere Pro. It's one of those cool, nifty things that you kind of have to figure out. Unless you've got an awesome tutorial to show you how. Okay, you might have noticed I didn't use this button. And that's because that button is not used for that. I was messing with you. We'll say that. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. So if I click this, I can enable Audio 3 for recording, select whatever I want, hit play, and I can, you know... Hello! Hello! I'm your conscience! Hello! Open the door! Someone's here! He's saying go! Oh, him! Get a shot of him! Not duh! So you're gonna notice what I just recorded, which is not worth keeping, has been recorded and set on Audio 3. So that's a nice feature, you know, you can stick that in.
Hello.
Turn that up.
I'm your conscience. Hello. Open the door. Go. Someone's here. Get a shot of me. Oh, him. Get a shot of just that.
Duh. And, you know, any of these you can edit, including the master, which will affect all your audio levels. So, that's pretty nice. Now, let's move up to your tools palette. First off is the selection tool. You've already seen that. The track select tool is very nice. Say I want to move an entire track over. Say I've got a video here and here, and I've got this over here. You know, I've got some things cut. I'll show you the tool I'm using for this in a second. You know, maybe I don't want to go through the hassle of clicking on these, and it's pretty easy here. Click the track select tool, figure out which track you want, and you can move that entire track wherever you want. Now here's a key for this. this is not one of those tools where you can click and drag and pick one of the things. I mean, that's kind of the point of it. But anything behind that arrow is not going to get moved. Example. Okay. So if I'm just wanting to move these things, nothing, even if I've got this selected, say I grab all those and then I grab this, that's going to get unselected because only the things on this side of it are going to get moved. You can do this on any track. There's no restriction unless the track doesn't exist, which is, yeah. The next thing is the ripple edit tool. With the ripple edit tool, I can click at the end of a video, drag it out, and everything will move in accordance with the amount that I drag it. So if I drag it all the way here, everything's going to move. So the amount of space in between the video that I'm editing is going to stay the same no matter what. Now, if I click on this video and drag back, there's no way the other videos can move back because that's the beginning. So the videos, this video and any videos after it will be pushed that way. Along the lines of ripple editing, if I click with any tool, if I click in an open space and either hit delete or right click, I can do a ripple delete and everything will be pulled over. The next thing is the rolling edit tool. Say I have two videos stuck together and I want to bring in the end of this one and out the beginning of this one, maybe on a fight scene or something like that. If I simply use the selection tool, this could be done. It would require 2 clicks though. Let's go back and use the rolling edit tool. When I click on here, that's going to get dragged with it, no matter which way I go. So that's pretty nice. The rate stretch tool. Say I've got this video right here, and I want it to fill out all this space, but I don't want to have to go into the time stretch interface and get this to be perfectly right. If I click on the rate stretch tool, I can grab it and stretch it out all the way to there, and it will go to slow motion for however far I drag it out. Right next to that is the razor tool, and this is what I was using earlier. And the razor tool cuts things. Are you shocked? Right next to that is the slip tool. I've got this video, for example, here. Maybe I want it to be the same length, but I want it to start at a different time. Maybe I want it to start a little bit earlier. If I use the slip tool and click, I can drag like this, and you'll see it's changing the time. So now it's starting earlier. The same thing, I can go this way and start it later. And just to make sure you know, the little window to the left is showing where it's starting, and the little window to the right is showing where it's ending. So let's move on to the next tool, the slide tool. The slide tool is similar to the rolling edit tool. Here's the difference. Say I've got all these videos together and I want to bring out this. I want to bring this in, this out, this in, and this out. If you follow me, watching, you'll see. If I use the slip tool, I can click on this, drag it over, and it's going to move all of those ends. Right next to that is the pen tool, and this can be used to create keyframes for your opacity, position scale, uniform scale, rotation, anchor point, and the anti-flicker filter, also opacity and speed. So that can be used to create keyframes. Right next to that is the hand tool. This can be used to scroll like this. If you have a laptop or an iMac with the magic trackpad, I believe is what it's called, you can simply slide across your trackpad to do this. So that's another way to do it. Right next to that is your zoom tool, and that's the last tool in there. Basically zooms in or out. You can hit Alt or Option on the Mac and zoom out. Or you can use over here or your minus and plus keys on the keyboard. I think that about covers it. Oh, except for this. Over here, this is your output button. There's a lot of things in here. So, let's start at the top. Composite video is obviously your composite video. All these different things are different things that show you different things. I'm not going to get into depth about these simply because I don't know enough about them to feel comfortable telling you what they are. But you can take a look at them and probably figure out. I haven't spent a lot of time on these, but from what I see, it's obvious that it's basically the color that is in your video, your amount of red, green, or blue. This could be used for color correction or other things. Down here is a playback resolution. Set composite video real quick. Say you've got a slow computer, or you've got a lot of things running, or some other reason, and you can't play. It just saved by itself again. Man, this is a great product. If you have any of those problems and you can't play this at full resolution, maybe it's skipping, stopping kind of while you're playing it, you can set it to a lower resolution, 1/2 or 1/4. Down here's the pause resolution. Same thing there. Maybe you want your pause resolution higher or lower. That was lower. At the bottom are your playback settings. You can run through these. Pretty exciting. One other thing I have to show you, and this is very, very, very important. That was our latest video. Make sure you check that out. It is pretty action-packed. Wait a minute. We showed it in the tutorial. That means the tutorial was action-packed. Maybe I should call those guys back. Alright, my name is John Denner for Miracle Studios. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Good one what? Maybe I mean a Twinkie. You assumed I meant a day. Make sure you check out our website. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe and comment on every single one of the videos, just because you can. Make sure also to check out all our tutorials. I'll have a couple more coming out pretty soon about workflow and working with After Effects, Encore, and Media Encoder with the dynamic links. So, you don't want to miss out on those. Check them out when they come out, and if they don't come out fast enough, complain.